Starting to the bottom right of the map with the 1-0 lead in the series for Team Azubu, the Terran player in red. It is
Azubu SuperNova.
The SuperNova was shining very bright in game number 1. He had no problem whatsoever defeating his opponent. The top left for CJ enters. It is
CJ enters Bbyong.
CJ Enters has a ton of players in the third round of the Challenger League, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday they were a lot more successful than today, but like in general, it's really impressive how many of their players were able to make it into the third round.
This is just a Ford Barracks, but a lonely Ford Barracks. It's like the anti-CC first / gas first lonely barracks, where you just try to punish somebody for that a little bit. I mean, he could actually just
Marauders.
Yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna see, and the timing for this is not, if I'm not mistaken, not actually perfect.
It's like SuperNova is getting a little bit cocky here. It was like, well, that was so easy. I'm just gonna end that game early. Like, I'm actually hungry. I want to get lunch, so let's just finish this real quick.
Actually, you know what? It does line up okay. The barracks should finish around the time he's got 25 for that tech lab.
No, that's basically the Wings of Liberty build that we're currently seeing here.
Yeah.
Back then, we had a lot of proxy Marauder plays, especially on a map like Belcher Vestige. So he's going for the Marauders here, and that could actually work quite well for him.
I mean, the thing is, against gas first build, it's always going to be pretty good.
The issue is, like, what are you going to build? Like, he's going into a factory right now. He doesn't have a lot of units, and then what exactly is he going to bring into the picture? Like, Hellions against Marauders? It's like kind of unlikely that is going to do a lot.
Yeah. And he's not actually really going to make any Hellions. I don't think he's just going to try to go for fast Banshees.
I mean, he could go into a couple of Widow Mines, but even that is not going to save you from suffering some losses. And the Marine is only scouting the natural itself, but he doesn't really know a whole lot. And if there's maybe even a bunker going down the main base, that would be the nail in the coffin.
Yep.
But let's see, like, I mean, he has a couple of chances of defending this.
Here we go. The SCV tanks the shot, and there's the Marauder coming in. He has to pull SCVs here. Concussive Shell's not ready yet. I like to see players pull some SCVs with this, because right now SuperNova's not getting a ton of damage. He's forcing some workers off the line,
that's
but
actually,
no Concussive Shells.
Yeah, but that's a ton of workers and a lot of mining time that he loses there, and Concussive Shells is going to be done in a second, and this is so many SCVs that are already being attacked here. Think about all the mining time that he already lost. There goes the Marine, the second one is immediately being attacked, and this is still a lot of SCVs that he's committing to this, and he's taking down another one. Workers killed already at 3, can take down one more. Harvester count is 17 to 17 with a lot of mining time lost, and there goes another Marauder.
Trying to
definitely edges out a bit of a lead here, but Bbyong, so far, he defended it. The pull on the SCVs was really crucial.
Pull on the SCV is absolutely crucial, and I'm glad you mentioned that. And also, a big problem for SuperNova is going to be the Banshee fault that he faces here, where he doesn't have a lot of anti-air. And I mean, he's not even able to really trade against this army very well.
He needs to use concussive shells to a maximum extent. The problem for him really being that every single time he attacked, he had only one Marauder that could really do something. He couldn't use 2 Marauders to micro a whole lot. Every single time the second Marauder joined the first one was already so low in hit points that he was taken out just a second later.
Yeah. And if he had brought maybe 4 SCVs with it, I think he could have done a lot more. A lot of players will do that. A lot of players think that they don't need to. They think that their micro is so good that they'll actually be fine. But as it is, this is a little bit awkward because the Tech Lab is going down for the Starport. Back at home, he's got a reactor. He actually even goes for a medevac here, so he's going to go for a counter drop rather than going for the Banshees. So not what I expected, but still can be just as effective. So he's got a Tech Lab for his factory, and then going to make a siege tank.
All right. No, okay, the fact that the barracks did not see what's going on there. So for SuperNova, this is a very awkward position right now. He's going for a Viking, and the Viking will definitely help to counter the medevac itself, but the job is going in, as the medevac will not be able to prevent that from happening. The expansion for SuperNova is basically him saying, alright, I'm going to play a straight-up game right now and trying to play this defensive. That medevac needs to make his way into the main base now, though. But there is already a Widow Mine on the high ground.
Yep, Widow Mine on the high ground here.
Getting its shot off, I think. Nope.
Yes, but no anti-air to support it. Oh,
that's
the Viking!
Viking comes out just in the nick of time, and the one shot is all that you need after a Widow Mine hit. And, yep, SuperNova is back in the game.
Yes, that's all it took. Now remember that SuperNova has a command center that's halfway done. Has still Starport tech. And 3 Marauders, which are staying true to their name and marauding around the left side of the map. I don't know what he's really going to be able to get done with those, but he goes to check to see if anything else is coming. And the barracks here are just going to delay the command center. In fact, he doesn't remake one, which means no more factories. And no more bio, but I don't think we're going to see bio from SuperNova in this game anyways. It just means that he can't make any more factories, so he's going to need to make that barracks again no matter what.
Yeah, the move that he had there was actually like pretty good. So defending against the drop was already like quite worth it. But as already mentioned, I mean, at this point in time, we have Cloak coming up. The expansion is a little bit later here for Bbyong on the other hand. So if you look at the harvester count and the income just in general, that's going to skyrocket for SuperNova as soon as he puts that command center on the low ground. But Bbyong has still a pretty decent force on the map. Once that he has the Banshees there with his Cloak, he can start to go to work at the few tanks that we have for SuperNova. And if he gets into a good position, he's already dominating the air battle here, then he might be able to just force too much pressure onto SuperNova's expansion.
Yep, here we go. These Vikings trying to chase away. He's going to be careful about the Marines. This bunker is not going to stick around. And actually just runs in with the Marauders while the siege tanks are targeting the bunker.
And trying to snipe one of the tanks there. Not quite able to make it happen. And once that the Banshees are in there, could also just send them into the main base. Here come those Marauders again, taking down one of the tanks.
I just like how he does it. He's microing so well where he jumps in the bunker where the siege tank shoots, and then when it's on cooldown, he comes out and shoots the tank, making sure he can get it. Worker count in favor of SuperNova right now by 5. He's down in army supply, but he's really starting to catch that up. The Banshees should be cleaned up because he has air control, but it's all about his micro and whether or not he sees the Banshees. He's going to have Cloak. And Cloak finishes second Banshee about to pop up. He goes for a Raven and the Engineering Bay. A little bit too late though if the Banshee comes right now.
Yeah, the Banshee is on the way, trying to sneak past the entire army. There comes a Scan on the other hand, seeing that we have the tech lab at the starport, so he should know that there's a Banshee coming his way. He's trying to intercept it with the 2 Vikings, but they're a little bit too late to actually identify what's happening. In the main base, the missile turret is nearly completed, but not quite. So first SCVs are already going down. He will need detection here, and he doesn't have anything, so he needs to go for the scan. Here come those Vikings from 2 angles, and that GG's the Banshee immediately. No way to escape here.
Evens up the worker count on the other hand. Now he's going to go for siege tanks. Well, he could. Nice pull here by SuperNova. The Banshee goes now for the SCVs, but the Raven is out. Where is it? That's the question. There it is.
Double SCV production already started. The Banshee goes down, not doing too much. Losing 2 Banshees, killing fewer Harvesters, but not too many. So right now, we have 40 to 35 Harvesters in favor of Bbyong, but the mining at the natural was a little bit faster for his opponent, and the army supply is in favor of SuperNova, and he's trying to utilize that by making his way across the map and trying to apply pressure.
I think he's just going to be able to get a siege up on the edge of the base. Trying to go for an attack at the natural will not work because there's defensive siege tanks in position, and the Marine count for Bbyong is quite high right now. He's got 15, so they're going to be able to buffer. If he actually walks into the tanks by mistake or something weird like that happens, could be a different story, but no. He's just going to go for exactly what they said, sieging up right here on the edge, as far in as they can get. He has so much air control here, even with the Raven, which could even drop a secret missile on those Marines or something if he wants to. He's probably just going to use for point defense to continue this air lead.
This is really annoying for him, like that 3rd CC is under a lot of pressure now. He has no SCVs just moving in, and they would be destroyed immediately, and if he lifts it, they're going to be immediately attacked by the Vikings.
Where's the point defense drone though? There it is.
Point defense drone coming in, and that is a huge problem for the Vikings
going
themselves.
down as well.
Uh-oh, he kills another Viking. He goes for the next one. He has a Banshee there too, attacking the Marines. 2 Vikings against 1. The SCV's moving in for the repair.
And
but
the
Viking
going
goes down.
Yeah, Viking goes down. The tank is going down here as well. At least he gets a lot of hit points.
But the CC survives.
CC survives, definitely.
So we have 3 CCs against another one being built by SuperNova. So it's 3 CCs against 2. SuperNova building his 3rd at the bottom left already. Overall supply, he is ahead, he has a small lead in the Harvesters, and he still has a position in his opponent's main base, taking down more and more Vikings. He wins the air battle.
Yep, the point defense drone's being very annoying for him here.
Here comes the repair though, and that's the saving grace for the last Viking remaining.
Yep, but still, taking out a lot of the SCVs here. Scan goes down.
Could move back actually, could save it. A little bit too late. Oh no, he actually is able to make that happen.
Yeah, and the point defense drone is actually still live, rebuilding energy, and a second Banshee comes in. What?
Whose
I don't
scan
know.
was that?
I don't know, actually. I think that was probably SuperNova's scan to see if there was a move out, which in fact there was.
Another Banshee moving in. Like, once again, we have a situation where Bbyong is just dropping scan after scan because he tries to come to terms with the Banshees that are there, losing a lot of potential mules, and SuperNova is just slowly and steadily getting a hold of this game again.
Bbyong is going to try to go for a counterattack here at the third, but SuperNova's already moving back. He's got Hellions. If he finds this army, he'll deal with it no problem. And tech-wise, both players fairly even. It's Mech versus Bio here. The siege tank count is even, don't forget, but the economy is so much better, and he's got so many Hellions here to work with. He's just going to trap and kill these Marines.
Yeah, the Marines are not going to do it. There's a thing there. I mean, they killed 2 Hellions, and that's it. All the Marines down, 26 supply lead now for SuperNova, a pretty big harvest lead as is, and the 3rd mineral line already taken.
Yeah, so the things for Bbyong right now are just looking worse and worse. He's trying to move his command center down. It is not spotted yet, but SuperNova's had his 3rd CC up for quite some time now. It's a little bit later, but he's getting +1, he's getting Blue Flame, he's got those factories powered up to add additional siege tanks. Speaking of siege tanks, he might actually try to target down some of these tanks over here, actually forcing it on siege. The bunker actually gets salvaged as well.
If he spots that base to the left side of the map, then Bbyong is going to be in a lot more trouble than he already is.
Yeah.
That's going to be so vulnerable to the Banshees. The Blue Flame upgrade for SuperNova is coming to play. I mean, he has such a great position now. 3 bases, he's mining, he has saturation there, he has the extra gas, he's getting a few missile turrets, as does his opponent. But the army supply alone is already in favor of SuperNova, and he's just calling the shots in this game.
Even saves the Banshee, dancing it on the edge there.
So many scans in this game already wasted by Bbyong trying to get a grasp of where his opponent positions the Banshees and taking them down. It was like 5 or 6 scans that he used in not killing anything.
It just cost him so much money, and it also costs him vision later on the map when he wants to be scanning to check position of where SuperNova's Bio, or rather his mech army is, because if you walk into a mech army with Bio, you lose.
Those Hellions, if they go towards the left side of the map, there is nothing that can defend against the Hellions. They're going to take everything down. Yeah,
and that's exactly what we see here. Runs in right to the 3rd base. He splits off, but you know, only 3 Hellions here can still do a ton of damage.
Oh yeah, that's all that he needs here. Even with the tank, he's going to kill a lot of them. And he's just trying to defend his own base against the incoming army here, killing one of the Vikings right away.
Scans going down here. The Raven going to help out with point defense drone against the Marauders as soon as the tanks siege up. And actually, Bbyong runs away. He's not even confident enough to fight this, and he shouldn't be.
In army supply, Bbyong is now nearly at the same level as SuperNova, but he lost so many harvesters.
He lost harvesters, and he's up against a really strong composition. Mech is so good when you have that vision. Something he does have because he hasn't been wasting scans on detection. And look at this position here. He just always has control because he has control of the air. It's super easy for him to see what's coming and engage before, or set up before the engagements happen.
A big of a fight there going on at the Zanaga Watchtower for a few seconds, but SuperNova coming out ahead a little bit. Bbyong is just trying to increase the army supply, but you can see that the bank that we have building up for SuperNova is going to give him a huge edge. He's going into the additional base. Now we have in the main base an attempted drop, but already the medevac's taken out. The siege tank's on the high ground.
Siege tank on the high ground, that's one really annoying unit, but the units on the low ground not going to be able to get vision once this is gone. Point defense turn goes down. We're going to see a Hellbat drop here on top of these units.
Trying to take down the few tanks that there are. There's a Banshee, there's no anti-air. At the front there's an attack. SuperNova even pulls the SCVs immediately.
Just too much DPS on the defense. He has 3 tanks there, a lot of Hellions to help out, and that's going to be all she wrote for this small force. Nowhere to run, and just watch the supplies plummet here for Bbyong. He has no edge in this game. That's all the force he has left on the map. He has to run away. The 4th CC was not cancelled during this attack, so we can actually move that down and take a 4th base. 4th CC to the top right looks like it's going to go down, but it's just so late here compared to what SuperNova has already put out on the map.
And SuperNova still is floating a lot of gas and also minerals that he can use to just increase his army supply at any time he wants to. He added the additional factories just a few seconds ago, so he wants to have the production since he realized that chasing away his opponent's army, and now his position is so good to take down that 3rd to the left side of the map. But Bbyong is running a few units towards the natural. Problematic for him is that there are still units ready to defend.
Exactly. SuperNova is crushing Bbyong's force at home, whereas at the other hand, hand. SuperNova's forces at home. Looks like they will barely defend, and GG.
GG and game, a quick 2-0 for SuperNova. Bbyong has to go through the up and downs. SuperNova advances to the Premier League right away.
To be honest, I've never seen a happier SuperNova than the SuperNova I've seen on Azubu. SuperNova's been on so many different teams. He's had a lot of history. And every time I see him play on Azubu when he wins a match, he just looks so happy. And that's what Korean Starcraft 2 needs right now, is just happy pro gamers winning their matches and giving a smile. I love to see that.
SuperNova once again winning another TVT with a 2-0. He had a 75% win ratio going into this match. Now even increased that. And for Bbyong, as we said earlier, he's really struggling in the mirror match. He was at 35%, so nearly the opposite of what SuperNova has. Not quite, but still. And that just showed today.
It really did. So there you have it. SuperNova looking really, really strong. Innovation as well. So we actually get 2 Terrans, a Protoss and a Zerg advancing. And that rounds out the next 4 that we have. We have one more round 3 match. It will be tomorrow. So don't miss that.
There are a couple of really interesting games that are coming in there. Coca versus Flash is one of the matches that we're going to see tomorrow. But let's have a look at the match results of the day first. Hydra took it with a 2-1 against Kangho. Quite the impressive performance here. Then we had Hurricane advance over Hero with really good play in the PvP before Innovation and SuperNova just crushed their opponents.
Yeah, 2 2-0s in a row. Both of them very one-sided. Tomorrow's matches we talked about a little bit. Let's talk about them again. True versus Effort. Pig Baby versus Reality. Coca versus Flash. And Life versus Super. The best day we've had this entire season, in my opinion. Do not miss it. It's tomorrow at 6:10, or actually just 6, so 10 minutes earlier than I said. So 5 hours after we started today, the same time we'll be starting GSTL today.
Exactly. We have GSTL coming up in just a few hours, so make sure that you tune in for that too. I think it's not on screen just yet.
That's the finals.
The finals for the Premier League that's going to happen on Saturday.
7 p.m., which is 6 hours after we started today. If you need a clock for that, just look up 7 p.m. Korean Standard Time on Saturday. It's going to be in Axe Hall in Gwangnaru, so if you're in Korea, definitely don't miss it. Go down there and check it out.
Yep, check that out and tune in. If you're in Europe and in America, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be a great game, and we're going to see you in just a few with the GSTL. Sit for the Challenger League on the other hand. See you in a few hours, and have a good time. Bye-bye.